What if I told you that Mace Windu was so powerful he could alter an entire battle solely with his mind? Hello, Star Wars enthusiasts, and welcome back to Temple Archive Thursdays. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating yet underexplored abilities in Star Wars, the power of Shatterpoint. This rare and incredible Force ability was wielded by none other than Jedi Master Mace Windu, making him one of the most formidable warriors in the Jedi Order. But what exactly is Shatterpoint? How does it work? And why is it considered one of the most dangerous and game-changing abilities in Star Wars lore? Get ready for a deep dive into the secrets of the Force as we uncover why Shatterpoint was Mace Windu's most powerful gift. What is Shatterpoint? At its core, Shatterpoint is an advanced Force ability that allows a user to perceive weaknesses, vulnerabilities, and crucial points in people, objects, or even events in time. Think of it like seeing the cracks in reality itself. A Jedi with this ability can recognize the exact moment, place, or decision that will determine the outcome of a situation. For Mace Windu, this ability was instinctual. Unlike other Jedi, who relied on strategy or combat skills alone, Windu could see the crucial breaking points in battle, both physically and metaphorically. Imagine being able to look at an opponent and immediately sense the one strike that could bring them down, or to look at an entire war and pinpoint the exact event that would turn the tide. That is the power of Shatterpoint. But how does this ability work? To understand that, we need to break it down into its core aspects. Identifying weaknesses in objects. One of the most basic applications of Shatterpoint is its ability to detect weaknesses in physical objects. Mace Windu could look at something, whether it was a starship, a wall, or even a weapon, and instantly recognize the one spot where, if struck, the entire structure would collapse. A perfect example of this is seen in the Shatterpoint novel by Matthew Stover, where Windu uses this ability to strike an opponent's armour at the exact right point, shattering it completely. This concept is similar to real-world martial arts, where experts can break bricks or boards with a single strike, not because of brute force, but because they hit at the precise stress point. Mace Windu, however, could do this with almost anything. For finding the weaknesses in people. More than just objects, Windu could see shatter points in people, identifying their psychological or physical vulnerabilities. For example, he could tell when a person's willpower was on the verge of breaking, when a warrior was hiding an injury, or when an enemy's anger could be used against them. This ability made him incredibly dangerous in combat. It wasn't just about overpowering an opponent, it was about finding the moment where they were most vulnerable and striking at that exact time. An example of this was his duel with Darth Sidious in Revenge of the Sith. While many believe Sidious let Windu win as part of his manipulation of Anakin, there is another possibility. Mace may genuinely have seen the Shatterpoint in Sidious's defences and exploited them. Windu sensed the exact moment where Palpatine was vulnerable and pressed his attack, nearly succeeding in defeating the Sith Lord, if not for Anakin's intervention. Seeing Shatterpoints in the Force or turning points in history. Perhaps the most powerful application of Shatterpoint was that it wasn't just limited to battle, it extended to time and destiny itself. Windu's ability allowed him to see critical moments in history before they happened, understanding which events would shift the balance of the Force. A perfect example of this is his perception of Anakin Skywalker. In Shatterpoint and the Clone Wars series, Windu is highly skeptical of Anakin, not just because of Jedi traditions, but because he senses that Anakin is a Shatterpoint for the entire galaxy. He doesn't know exactly how Anakin's fate will play out, but he knows that Skywalker represents a fragile tipping point between victory and disaster. This insight was terrifying. Windu recognized that Anakin's fate could change everything, but because of the Jedi's rigid structure, he wasn't able to act decisively enough to prevent disaster. Now, let's address how Shatterpoint enhanced Mace Windu's combat abilities. In battle, Mace Windu was already an extraordinary fighter. His creation of Apad, the most aggressive lightsaber form, made him one of the deadliest Jedi in the Order. But combined with Shatterpoint, his combat skills became almost unstoppable. By using Shatterpoint, Windu didn't just react to his opponent's attacks. He anticipated the exact moment they would leave themselves open, allowing him to counterattack with flawless precision. Against a normal opponent, this meant near instant victory. Even against a Sith Lord, it meant he could press an advantage that no other Jedi could. Since Shatterpoint allowed Windu to see the weakest part of any object, it meant he could strike through armor, lightsaber defenses, or even force shields. If there was a weak spot, he would find it. Beyond individual combat, Windu uses Shatterpoint in large-scale warfare. He could see which battles mattered most, which enemies were key to victory, and which decisions would alter the course of the war. This is one of the reasons he was such a respected general in the Clone Wars. He didn't just lead with his skill, he led with foresight. Despite its immense power, Shatterpoint wasn't a perfect ability. It required interpretation. While Windu could see potential outcomes, he didn't always know exactly how things would play out. He saw Anakin as a Shatterpoint, but he couldn't predict how his story would unfold. It didn't make him invincible. While Windu could see weaknesses, he still had to act on them fast enough to make a difference. Against Sidious, he found a Shatterpoint, but he wasn't prepared for Anakin's betrayal. It also wasn't infallible. The Force is always in motion, meaning that Shatterpoints could shift. What seemed like a guaranteed outcome could change due to unforeseen variables. Shatterpoint was one of the most unique and powerful abilities in Star Wars, and Mace Windu was its greatest user. As we've said, it allowed him to identify weak points in enemies and objects, predict pivotal moments in history before they happened, make near-flawless strategic decisions, and overcome even the strongest foes in combat. But despite all of his skill, even Mace Windu couldn't stop the dark side from rising. His ability to see the breaking points in destiny allowed him to sense the danger ahead, but in the end, he was unable to prevent it. So what do you think? Could Mace Windu have changed the fate of the Jedi if he had acted sooner? And do you think he truly died in Revenge of the Sith? Or could he still be out there, waiting? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the mysteries of Star Wars. Thank you for watching.